First, the top news headlines. The WAQF Amendment Act 2025 officially enforced sparks criticism over religious autonomy and WAQF property management. Early morning gunfire at Imphal West Children's Home sparks outrage. No injuries reported as investigation begins. And Enforcement Directorate probes Lamjingba Group's fraudulent scheme. Assets worth 63.52 crore rupees seized in money laundering case. A very good evening. You are watching IS English News. This is Suraj Khongbantabam giving you the news. Now the news in detail. The WAQF Amendment Act 2025 officially came into force since yesterday as per a notification issued by the Ministry of Minority Affairs. The act was passed by both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha in early April and received President Draupadi Murmu's assent on April 5th. The ruling BJP-led NDA government supported the bill while the opposition India bloc strongly opposed it, voicing concerns over its impact on religious autonomy and the management of WAQF properties. Several Muslim organizations have raised objections citing key provisions of the Act. One of the main points of contention is the inclusion of non-Muslim members in WAQF boards, which some argue infringes on the religious governance of these boards. Additionally, critics are concerned about the increased governmental control over WAQF properties, particularly the power granted to district collectors to decide on disputed properties. Another significant concern is the abolition of the WAQF by user provision, which has traditionally allowed properties used for religious or charitable purposes to be recognized as WAQF even without formal documentation. These amendments have sparked widespread criticism, with many Muslim leaders and organizations claiming that the Act undermines the constitutional guarantees of religious freedom and autonomy. The opposition has expressed fears that the law could lead to the misappropriation of WAQF properties, impacting the welfare and rights of the Muslim community. In a strong response to the recently passed WAQF Amendment Act 2025, Islauddin, National Secretary of All India Tahzeem-e-Insaf, announced that a resolution will be passed by the minority community in Delhi. The meeting will be attended by leaders from across the nation, including the President of the Manipur State Council of All India Tahzeem-e-Insaf. The purpose of this resolution is to voice the collective opposition of the minority community to the Act, which they believe undermines their religious autonomy and control over WAQF properties. In a video released, Islauddin voiced strong opposition to the newly passed WAQF Amendment Act 2025, asserting that the Act negatively impacts the Muslim community's rights and freedoms. According to Islauddin, the Act undermines the Constitution of India, which guarantees protection of religious autonomy and the rights of minorities. He criticized Prime Minister Narendra Modi's NDA-led government for passing the bill in both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha without considering the detrimental effects it would have on the Muslim community. This statement also emphasized the government's push for the establishment of a unified WAQF board under the UMEED framework, which, according to the opposition, further infringes upon the control that the Muslim community currently holds over their properties. The WAQF Amendment Act 2025, the opposition claims, strips away important rights and gives more governmental control over WAQF properties, potentially leading to misuse and misappropriation. He informed that the groups are mobilizing in Manipur and across India, urging a reconsideration of the legislation to safeguard the rights of the minority community.
of religion se masigi si constitution gi adugumlab article 25 26, 27 amasung 28 na piba Bharat ki adum laba constitution na piriba ka drama amagi maning tam na kariguma thabak ama tawjaba magi chana pathap masana ngakchaba yaba adum laba constitution do madu gi mayokta wakpha se masi amend tawbani haidna puthoraki bill si wakpha amend tawbanate wakpha gi lairiba property ase masi munnanaba Shri Narendra Modi amasung mahaki sarkarna sinbani haina aikoi organization ani asina Bharat lairiba Muslim singa lauriba adugumna adumak lawi.
A shocking incident occurred at the children's home in Imphal West District, Manipur, when gunshots were fired in the early hours of Wednesday. Police reported that around 1:40 a.m., at least 7 to 8 rounds of gunfire were discharged at the children's home for boys located at Sagolban Mainolirag. CCTV footage revealed that two masked miscreants arrived at the premises and opened fire, sending shockwaves through the community. Fortunately, there were no casualties or injuries reported among the children or staff at the home. The children's home, which is managed by the United Social Development Association under the Integrated Child Protection Scheme of the Social Welfare Department, houses approximately 30 boys. Upon receiving the distress call, police personnel rushed to the site, registering a case and initiating an investigation to identify the perpetrators. The incident has sparked outrage among local residents who have gathered in front of the children's home to stage a sit-in protest condemning the attack. They expressed concerns about the safety of children in the area given the tense atmosphere following the gunfire. Authorities have assured the public that efforts are underway to apprehend those responsible for this frightening incident. The Enforcement Directorate (ED) has made significant progress in the restitution of properties in a Prevention of Money Laundering Act case involving Sanasam Jackie Singh and other officials of the Lamjingba Group of companies. The case stems from 7 FIRs registered by Manipur Police revealing a fraudulent investment scheme run by Lamjingba Group. The scheme promised high returns but deceived over 15,000 investors, defrauding them of approximately 600 crore rupees. These funds were allegedly used to acquire several properties. Following investigations, ED arrested Sanasam Jackie Singh and provisionally attached movable and immovable properties worth 63.52 rupees crore. A prosecution complaint was filed in March 2023 seeking the confiscation of these assets, which include an under-construction hotel. Charges have since been framed against Jackie and others involved. In a related legal development, a writ petition was filed before the High Court of Manipur by Wahingbam Pratap Singh and others challenging the property attachment. The High Court directed the Special Court PMLA in Imphal East to consider the claims for property restoration under the relevant legal provisions. Investors later petitioned the PMLA court seeking restitution of the attached properties, to which ED supported the claim. On March 21st, the Special Judge PMLA Imphal East ordered the publication of a notice under Rule 3 Clause A of the Prevention of Money Laundering Restoration of Property Rules 2016, inviting claims from interested parties. In a major operation conducted early this morning, a combined team of the Special Commando Unit and the 8th IRB Commando Battalion, Khabaisoi, launched a search in the Yaralpat area located opposite Mega School Tinsit Road under the jurisdiction of Porampat Police Station. The operation, which began at 8 a.m., was initiated based on reliable intelligence and was led by Officer-in-Charge Subedar L. Bebekananda Singh under the supervision of Dr. S. Bomcha Singh, the Superintendent of Police for the Special Commando Unit, Khabaisoi. During the search, the team discovered a large number of arms, ammunition, and other incriminating items believed to have been abandoned by unknown individuals. Among the recovered items were a 303 rifle with registration number 92152Y-1, 16 live rounds of 303 ammunition, and 2 unregistered 40 mm lead-hot guns. Additionally, the team seized 7 live rounds of 7.62 mm ammunition, 11 live rounds of 7.62 into 39 mm, and 5 live rounds of 9 mm ammunition. This search also uncovered a 9 mm pistol, a handmade 9 mm pistol magazine, and 36 hand grenades, along with 80 grenade detonators, including both old and new types. Other items recovered included various pieces of protective gear such as fiber and iron BP plates, a helmet, camouflage clothing including shirts, pants, jackets, belts, and jungle shoes. Communication devices such as a Canwood handset and a Talk Pro handset with batteries were also found, along with several detonators, a 303 rifle magazine, and other related materials. All the seized items were handed over to the Porompat police station for further investigation and legal action. In a coordinated effort to curb illegal activities, security forces patrolling along National Highway 2 between Tikulen and Kobru Laikha in Kangpopi district successfully intervened in an attempted extortion case. The forces were returning from Kobru Laikha when they noticed several individuals reportedly stopping commercial trucks and attempting to extort money from the drivers near the PK workshop under Kangpopi police station's jurisdiction. On seeing the combined security forces, the suspects fled the scene. However, one individual identified as Lunmin Thang Guite, aged 27, from Khamenlok Saikul, was apprehended by the forces. During his arrest, authorities recovered a smartphone and a cash sum of 25,000 rupees from his possession, indicating possible involvement in illegal activities. The forces are now investigating his connections to broader extortion networks operating in the region. Guite's apprehension marks a significant breakthrough in efforts to tackle criminal elements preying on commercial transporters along this route. In another operation, the Manipur police under Sekmai police station arrested an active member of the KCP PWC. The individual, identified as Nanau Singh, also known as Kokngang or Bungo, aged 49, hails from Loitang Khulen Maninglika in Imphal West district. He is alleged to have been involved in extortion money from government officials in the Imphal area. Following his arrest at his residence, 2 mobile phones were seized from his possession, which the police believe may contain critical evidences related to his criminal activities. In a significant operation conducted by security forces in More Town, Tengnopal district, a large quantity of illegal liquor was seized during a shop inspection under the jurisdiction of More police station. The operation, which was part of ongoing efforts to curb the illicit trade of alcohol, led to the confiscation of 120 bottles of whiskey, 41 bottles of rum, 24 bottles of wine, 17 bottles of vodka, and 80 bottles of beer. The authorities have continued their crackdown on the illicit liquor trade as part of broader measures to maintain law and order in the region. In a related drive in Churchandpur town, Churchandpur district, Manipur police conducted a nighttime operation that resulted in the seizure of a large amount of Indian-made foreign liquor. The operation led to the confiscation of 267 bottles of IMFL whiskey, 72 bottles of IMFL rum, and 160 cans of beer. As part of the enforcement action, the entire case of seized liquor was destroyed in the presence of media personnel, the executive magistrate, and excise department officials. In a significant move for the Republican Party of India, Athawale, Maheshwar Thaunawsam has been appointed as the new Manipur State President, in addition to his existing role as National Secretary of the party. The announcement was made yesterday during a formal handover ceremony at the office of Union Minister of State Ramdas B. Athawale in Delhi. Ramdas B. Athawale, the National President of the Republican Party of India, Athawale, expressed confidence in Maheshwar's leadership, stating that his appointment would strengthen the party's presence and efforts in the state. He emphasized that Thongnaungsam's commitment to the party's principles and his ability to work diligently for its betterment will benefit the people of Manipur. As the new state president, Thongnaungsam will now be responsible for overseeing the party's activities across Manipur, adhering to the party's rules and regulations, and working toward the growth and success of the Republican Party of India Athawale in the state. The formal announcement of his new position was met in the presence of party officials and senior members, marking a new chapter for the Republican Party of India Athawale in Manipur.
मणिपुर के बोले रिपब्लिकन पार्टी के आदेश थे ही थे, लेकिन बीच में उनको हैसियत समिति पर लिया था। लेकिन अभी दोबारा मैंने निर्णय लिया है, मणिपुर में रिपब्लिकन पार्टी ऑफ इंडिया को मजबूत अगर करना है तो महेश को ही वहाँ का अध्यक्ष की आवश्यकता है। इसीलिए उनको मणिपुर स्टेट के अध्यक्ष पद पर मैं उनसे विजिट कर रहा हूँ, और वो मणिपुर के अध्यक्ष के नाते ये बहुत अच्छा काम करके रहेंगे, ऐसा मुझे बड़ा विश्वास है, और इसीलिए मणिपुर का अध्यक्ष पद को हमने दे दिया है।
Deputy Commissioner of Chandel L. Nandakumar launched Roshan Pakhwara 2025 for Chandel district at the Chandel Community Hall as part of the Government of India's ongoing commitment to combat malnutrition. The event, which was jointly organized by the District Administration Chandel and the District ICDS cell, will be celebrated till April 22nd. This year's Poshan Pakhwara will focus on 4 key themes, emphasizing the importance of the first 1,000 days of life, promoting the beneficiary citizen module of the Poshan Tracker, managing malnutrition through the community-based management of acute malnutrition program, and promoting healthy lifestyles to address obesity in children. The Poshan Pakhwara aims to raise awareness about these crucial aspects of nutrition and health, particularly among children and mothers, and to further strengthen the government's efforts to improve the nutritional status of the community. Before we wind up, let's have a quick look at the top news headlines once again. The WAQF Amendment Act 2025 officially enforced sparks criticism over religious autonomy and WAQF property management. Early morning gunfire at Imphal West Children's Home sparks outrage. No injuries reported as investigation begins. And Enforcement Directorate probes Lumzingba Group's fraudulent scheme. Assets worth 63.52 crore rupees seized in money laundering case. Well, that's all for now. Keep watching ICE News and have a great evening.